Hello there, Hazel here. Another video again. This time around is another, well, man. It's the NGS headline. So what do I think about this headline? Well, actually pretty simple, really. Pretty straightforward actually. It's not really anything impressive, but I guess the AC scratches were pretty decent. I think the Raker and Gunner updates to their kit is also pretty good, though I haven't really get around to testing it yet, but it so far looks like it's actually pretty decent. But yeah, other than that, the rest of the other contents that are technically considered as gameplay is just limited time quests. You are literally going to be racing with your surfboards now. I mean, that's kind of cool for maybe the first 2 times, but then it's probably a recycled kind of gameplay, or they made some adjustments to it maybe this time around. But yeah, it's just as usual, I suppose. AC scratches are always the main focus, and then alongside that we also have the return of the NGS spec versions of Shiva and Luther, which is pretty cool, I guess. But other than that, well, there are some free AC scratch events coming on the second half. And then there is also some very funny looking, very goonish looking stuff, I guess, from the emotes department and the hairstyle department. Well, I don't know, man. I think this month, if you were to get these stuff, it'll be pretty cool, because I think these things are going to be well demanded even in the future, I guess. Yeah, so they are kind of okay for some people who wanted to spend some AC maybe in this month. And if you have saved up your money, then yeah, I think it's probably a good month for you to net some profits by selling those AC scratch items properly, because a lot of them are pretty good looking. However, in terms of the mini episodes, which is things that we are expecting to have a lot more in depth about, unfortunately it's just nothing much. It's really just the same thing again. Yeah, it doesn't even tell us more about the main story going on. Instead, we just reminisce to the past again, talking about long gone teammates and stuff like that. I wonder when the story is going to proceed, but I guess we just gotta wait again for maybe another few months again, just for newer story modes, I suppose. Well, and the fact that they even added a great Rappy into the Outer Realm makes it feel like, I mean, sure, this Rappy is going to drop beta reactors, which is maybe pretty profitable to grind in and farm with maybe, but who knows, right? Maybe they will have a lore explanation on all the ruined bosses and why they are returning from PSO2 back then and somehow keep appearing today. But yeah, time will tell. Other than that, I not exactly sure why they actually put out all these new emotes. It just feels like they are trying to just put out all the most intimate stuff possible right before the whole payment processors being banning all those not safe for work games or something from Steam. I'm not exactly sure about why censorship like that actually has to happen, because I still believe that doing this kind of stuff is not gonna save the children. Instead, I believe they are going to bring these stuff back into underground, which is going to make it even worse, because imagine not safe for work content is now banned, and then we became a world where stuff like this are well known by everybody, but it's illegal technically. but then it's still available for everybody, just like how what happened to drugs, you know. And I just don't really think it's effective when you try to implement a law trying to, you know, censor and lock stuff that away that is actually unsuitable or unsavory for minors to watch. There's a reason why we have, you know, age ratings. There's a reason why we have parenting. I don't understand why, you know, you can't just push those parenting responsibilities for the parents, and instead of just trying to make a complete law that is trying to breach people's personal information and privacy concerns. I think that's just ridiculous. So hopefully maybe the parliaments of these kind of acts are going to reverse the decision, because I believe a huge boycott is going to happen if they actually did this. And I don't really think I want to live in a world where, you know, Black Mirror is actually true, and that a dystopian kind of a setting like a 1984 is actually a real life situation now. So yeah, let's not become those kind of let's not become those kind of countries, all right? Because I believe, you know, people are held accountable for their own actions. If somebody is very obviously guilty, charged as such. If that person is innocent, please do not charge them. That's the reality of this world, and I believe everybody have their own choices on choosing on what they want to do, and it's their own life to do whatever they want. And I don't really think setting a hardline law that requires people to have their identification to be safe by a social media company or any other private owned company to actually access to your personal data is literally just going to be the worst case scenario if they got leaked out or if they got attacked or get hacked and stuff like that. So I don't want to wish that kind of a situation to everybody. So yeah, I hope that this whole situation is going to be reversed. But yeah, hopefully it's not going to affect, you know, this game. Funnily, because, you know, this game has a lot of unsavory stuff as well, which is pretty funny considering that I'm a gooning enabler or some sorts, I suppose. But hey, that's what reality is at the moment. Oh yeah, also Thailand and Cambodia have brokered a ceasefire by my country's government, so hey, that's a good thing, I suppose. Yeah, no wars, please. Please never go to war. Never go full war. It just sucks. All right. And that is all. Sayonara.